Hello again, everyone. This is American Idioms Part 67. This is the 67th video in my American Idiom series, and like the others, I'll present 5 idioms to you numbered 331 to 335. But first, I'll give you a chance to guess their meanings. Then I'll give you the answers along with an example for each new idiom. I also recommend that you pause the video at each question to give yourself some extra time to think of the answers. So, are you ready once again? Okay, here we go. Number 331. A fluke. And the example is, passing my biology exam was a fluke because I didn't study at all for it, and it was quite difficult for me. Can you guess the meaning? And the answer here is C, an unexpected stroke of luck. Meaning that something happens luckily. Okay, that's what it means if something is a fluke. Like in our example, the person is talking about how they had a very hard biology exam that they didn't study for. So it was a fluke. It was a stroke of luck. Okay, they didn't expect it. Got it? All right, and now for another example. It was a fluke when I found that old coin in my backyard while I was taking out the trash last night. Okay, so this person luckily found an old coin in their backyard. Okay, it was a fluke. They didn't expect to find anything, but they found this old coin. All right, and now for number 332. To dig in. And the example is, the president refused to argue his immigration policy and just dug in while he was interviewed by the journalist. Can you guess the meaning? And the answer here is B, to defend or maintain a position firmly. That's what it means in this particular context, to dig in. Like our example, the president refused to argue about his immigration policy. It was almost like he was digging in to stay there. He didn't move. He didn't change. He didn't want to change his policy. Okay? And that's what it means if you dig in. Think about trench warfare. All right, the soldiers dig into the ground. They're in there firm. It's a firm position. That's what it means in this particular context, because to dig in could mean many different things. Okay, remember, context is king. Here's another example. I thought my boss would compromise his position about my pay increase, but he just dug in and refused to change his mind. Similar to our last example, a person is holding their position firmly. They're digging in, as we say. Okay? That's what it means. And now for number 333. To take something in stride. And the example is, Max faced many serious setbacks as he worked on his new project, but he took them in stride and was able to finish it before the deadline. Can you guess the meaning? And the answer here is A, to deal with something unpleasant without disturbing one's behavior. And that's what happened in our example. With Max, he was on a project, he was doing a project, and he had a lot of setbacks, a lot of problems there. But it didn't bother him because he kept on working and he was able to finish it before his deadline. Okay, so taking something in stride just means that you're not going to let something bother you as you, let's say, go about your life. Here's another example. I didn't think she would go back to work so soon after her husband's death, but she took the tragedy in stride and came back to work yesterday. All right, we have another example where something bad happens or unpleasant happens to someone, and they take it in stride, and they keep on, let's say, going about their life. And now for number 334, a lightning rod. And the example is, after her last speech on TV, she became a lightning rod for a national debate on abortion. Can you guess the meaning? And the answer here is B, a person or thing that attracts and absorbs powerful and especially negative or hostile feelings, opinions, etc. That's what a lightning rod is. Think about a lightning rod, the actual lightning rod on top of a building that attracts lightning, right? So if somebody's a lightning rod for something, that person or thing takes or attracts criticism or anger towards something. Here's another example. He has become a lightning rod for criticism of the current presidential administration. All right, so we have another idea here about, let's say, the person who's responsible for the criticism of the presidential administration, okay? He may be the most critical person. So he is, let's say, responsible for the criticism. He is like a lightning rod. He's attracting all the attention, okay? That's what this idiom means. All right, and now for our final idiom, number 335, to mend one's fences. And the example is, the mayor tried to mend his fences with the people in his city, but he was unable to do so and was not re-elected to his office. Can you guess the meaning? Did you guess A, to rectify a damaged relationship? If you did, you are correct. And that's what it means to mend your fences. In this case, in our example, the mayor tried to mend his fences with the people. He had problems with his relationship with the people in his city, and he couldn't do it, so he wasn't re-elected into his office. Okay? That's what rectify means, to fix a damaged relationship. Okay? Here's another example. Larry's sister was very ill, and he thought he had better mend his fences with her before she passed away. Okay, in this case we have Larry, who has a very sick sister. She's about to die, and he wants to rectify his relationship with her or fix his relationship with her before she passed away. Okay, that's what it means. That's all for this video. Thanks again for subscribing, and please like and share the video to support the channel. And remember what I always say, keep practicing! See you next time.